that. I believe we're waiting for Lisa Murphy.
That is correct.
Well, perhaps, Melissa, do you think we should text her? Maybe she can't get in.
I can try and call her if you would like.
Yeah, please, if we could do
Okay.
that.
Okay, just give me one moment.
Thank you. We'll just hang on here.
Steve,
Yes, sir.
thank you for sending out those answers to Rosasco's questions. That's good information. I was trying to scribble that down as we were going through the meeting, but getting it much more complete like that's way better than what I did.
Well, you know, he asked for it, and you can thank Ed Pattison, our general manager. He was the one who suggested I go ahead and send it to all of you. Honestly, I was all just send it to Mr. Rosasco, and that was said and done. But yeah, good idea, and you're welcome.
Should be an interesting meeting when we take that on.
Yeah, I guess we're some of the last of the miners' inches.
Yeah, I think we have been for a while. You know, I questioned that when I got here 11 years ago, and you know, we're still half and half miners' inches and or unmetered and metered. And still, you know, the vast majority of our raw customers are irrigation. They're not agriculture. The true to me, agriculture is farmers. And you know, they're a small part of that total group. But yeah, it's interesting, good education, I think, for everybody. And I thought was a good discussion.
President Balin, I just spoke with Director Murphy, and she's going to log on right now.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate everybody's patience here. Although really we're not going anywhere, so it's okay. Is Director Kearns on also?
Yeah, I was looking at the list of participants and I didn't see him listed either.
Yeah, President Balin, I got a text from him this morning and he's going to try to attend, but he's out of state right now.
Oh, that's correct. He did announce that last meeting.
It He said if he has a Wi-Fi signal or good cell, he will log on, but he wasn't sure because he's on a trip where he wasn't sure if he would be available at the time. So he's going to try, but if he doesn't, he won't be here.
Very good. There she is. Morning, Lisa. Well, I guess we're all here now. Melissa, tell me when I can go ahead.
Go ahead, we are ready.
Okay, great. All right, so I'd like to call the Tuesday, March 9th, 2021 regular board meeting to order. And let me see. We'll do the roll call.
Okay, I will do a verbal roll call. Director Balin,
Here.
Director Boatright,
Here?
Director Kearns, he's absent today, Director Murphy,
She was muted. You're muted, Director Murphy.
Director Reenan.
Here.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And next with the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd actually like to call on staff, Don Perkins. And how about he recite, Don, if you would be so kind as to recite the pledge while we put our hands on our heart and we go on mute, but we say it with you.
You got it, Barbara. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Great. Okay, so I'm going to open it up to the public forum, and we would like to welcome the members of the public who have taken the time to attend this meeting and provide comments on matters related to district business. Any member of the public may address the board relating to any matter within the board's jurisdiction. This need not be related to any item on the agenda. However, the board cannot act on an item unless it was noticed on the agenda. Persons speaking during the public comment will be limited to 5 minutes, or depending on the number of persons wishing to speak, it may be reduced to allow all members of the public the opportunity to address the board. So, Melissa or Corey, at this time, is there a member of the public that has raised their hand?
Not at this moment. That's being indicated now.
Okay, great. Well, then that'll be it for public comment, and we'll bring it back to to the consent calendar. Melissa, would you please read the items?
Yes, item number 1, minutes of the special board meetings of February 18th and February 25th, 2021, and regular board meeting of February 23rd, 2021. Item number 2, approval of reimbursement claims for director's statement of meetings attended and/or travel expenses, claim summary, and general manager requisition approval report for February 2021. And item number 3, approval of community outreach partnership with Tuolumne County to promote Firewise communities.
Thank you, Melissa. Is there any board member that would like to pull one of these items or all of the items?
I'd like to pull the claim summary.
Okay. Any other director wishing to pull an item to discuss? Okay, seeing none, Director Ringen, would you like to make a motion to approve items 1 and 3?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I would second that motion.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Any comments from the public, Corey?
Not that's being indicated, no.
Okay, then Melissa, would you please ask for a vote or call the vote?
Okay. Director Balin,
Aye.
Director Boatright,
Aye.
Director Murphy,
Aye.
Director Ringen.
Yes,
The motion passes 4-0 with Director Kern's absent.
Thank you. Okay, Director Ringen, go ahead, please.
okay, I have several questions that I'd like to ask. I see we bought a new, I guess it's a truck. I don't know what an Equinox is, a Chevrolet Equinox, but I'm wondering that's on page 1, and then it says on page 3, tools for new utility truck. Is that for that vehicle? And if so, what happened to the tools from the old truck that it replaced?
Morning, Director Ringen. This is Don Perkins. I'll answer both those questions. The Equinox is a utility vehicle, but it's for the regulatory compliance specialist. Her old truck cycled out. She has a new vehicle coming in. That's the new vehicle for that position. And it's a 4-door SUV versus a pickup truck. She has a lot of materials and equipment that she keeps in that needs to be in an enclosed environment, not in the back of a pickup truck.
Okay,
The tools are for a brand new utility truck for a new position that we hired last year. And we waited an entire year to get this pickup truck to fit the budget.
okay, thank you for that. And I'm assuming that the truck tire chains are for that also, that are it's on page 1.
I didn't hear your question. The truck what?
Tire chains. It's
Yes.
on page 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then we've got Condor Earth Technologies, and that's on page 5. And $19,775. What's that all about?
Eric, I don't know if you want to chime in here. We have the groundwater monitoring well, we have well sampling and reporting, we have the Phoenix Lake SWPPP, and we have services for groundwater monitoring and report prep. I'm assuming those invoices came from you. I can look them up if you can't provide any information, Eric. Are you with us, Eric?
There, he must have slipped away, but right,
Yeah.
as you mentioned before, Steve covered a lot of the different services that Condor provides. It's wide sweeping, but I believe what the number here is for the closure activities associated with Phoenix Lake.
Yeah.
There was a lot of regulatory permitting requirements that Condor's doing to button up the Phoenix Lake project. So,
I think a lot of these invoices I've seen are coordinating with the wrap up of the work that is at the Phoenix Lake Restoration Project.
but Condor
Okay.
also does our reclamation system, water quality monitoring as well. So there could be a couple of invoices included within that amount.
Yeah, and
Correct.
David will probably chime in on the groundwater side of it. But again, I think there was 5,000 directly related to Phoenix Lake, and some of the other ones are normal reoccurring groundwatering. Is that correct, David? Director Boatright?
Yeah, and I just wanted to comment too, Steve. This is probably under 2 different account codes, both water and wastewater. It looks like 3 of the items are actually related to the groundwater monitoring wells and new wells in the reclamation system.
Yeah. And keep in mind too, the claim summary is literally a warrant register or disbursement register. So there was a check paid to Condor for the 19,000. And then those are the individual descriptions for each of the purchase requisitions or each of the invoices. And if need be, I can pull the invoices and provide subsequent.
No, I don't think that's necessary at all. I mean, you answered my questions by just giving me that list. It just, when I see big figures like that, it kind of concerns me. And once again, we're talking about consultants, and we seem to have an abundance of those here recently.
Well, as you know, delivering water and sewer is highly regulated and it's an expensive business. And, you know, I personally approve all of these. So.
Okay, great. Then
Director Ring, I might just add, this will sound familiar. Those 3 of those are more unfunded mandates handed down by the state and feds. The groundwater monitoring, the well sampling reporting, and the services for groundwater monitoring reports. That's just stuff the state and feds hand down, and we're just forced to comply and pay the fees, unfortunately.
yeah, I appreciate you chiming in with that, because I think most folks don't really understand how much we have to spend on things that or we are told that we have to do, and it really adds up.
Sure.
Then we've got once again on page 11, John Mills for $1,150. What is he doing for the TUD ratepayer? I mean, I have not seen any deliverables from him whatsoever.
Well, as I've mentioned previously, we're working on United States Bureau of Reclamation, Central Valley Project, water supply contract. Mr. John Mills' unique expertise in this area. He's done work elsewhere, securing federal water supply contracts. And it is going to be an epic journey between here and downstream of securing the contract in terms of strategies and how we go about planning for our water needs assessment that will lead to the CEQA NEPA. And Mr. John Mills is working directly for me to provide some insight on the appropriate strategy so we can help minimize costs associated with the water needs assessment and the CEQA NEPA document. So the goal is that if we do this correctly, we're going to save money. So the little bit we're spending on John Mills is paying dividends in terms of savings as we go through this process, and that we do the best we can, because we may only have one bite at this apple. And I'm being very careful with Mr. John Mills, but he's written a number of strategy documents that will help, that's helping to brainstorm what to look out for and what we should include. And so I have those available, and that's helping to guide Jesse Barton and myself.
Okay, thank you. On page 15, rain for rent. And I'm going to assume, but is that for some sort of sprinkler gear or something out there at the Phoenix Lake project where the spoils were spread?
Ron, this is Don Perkins again. No, that's some equipment we needed to rent out there for the Apple Valley rehabilitation project. So while the old lift station was being demolished, a new one being constructed, we still needed to temporarily pump sewage out of there. So that's what that equipment was for. And we just completed that work.
Okay,
you may
thank
see
you
another one next month for the final, but yes.
Okay, great. Then on page 18, Tuolumne County LAFCO payment. I've been assigned to attend those. Don't know, I haven't heard yet when the meeting's going to be, but my question as far as the claim summary goes is this our portion, TUD's portion of the LAFCO dues, or is some of the other utilities pitching in here?
Yes, it is an annual one-time per year payment, and this is TUD's share. There was a formula in the original agreement that went to the board, and this is just TUD's share, and all others are sharing in the cost.
Okay,
And
great.
I'll add in, this is our first time paying that, as it was established once we came in there. So this is the first time we've done that.
And finally, on page 19, VNF, $9,000 for report.
This is the monthly payment for Van Ness Feldman Solutions as part of the legislative advocacy.
Okay, thank you.
Question for the, going back to the LAFCO, is that a membership as a voting stakeholder, or just so I have an understanding of what that is?
Well, it's not really a membership per se, but special districts prior to my arrival desired to become part of local area formation commission, which is established by state law, ideally to prevent urban sprawl and leapfrog growth, and to oversee the efficient deployment of services and ensuring cities, counties, and at the time are managed appropriately with their technical, managerial, financial capacity. There have been other special districts that have become members of LAFCO elsewhere within the state. CSDA, which is an advocacy coalition TUD belongs to, recommends becoming part of LAFCO so that we can help provide expertise as it relates to what special districts do, primarily water and sewer. And within Tuolumne County, there was a desire to join LAFCO, which culminated in an agreement. Last year, the board desired to join, and there's an annual cost for LAFCO, and each year they establish a new budget. I believe this year, for this fiscal year, it's about $140,000. Tuolumne County leads the effort, but they do hire a consultant to that the planning director relies on to conduct LAFCO business. And in that line items contained within their approximately $140,000 per year budget, the county pays the lion's share of the budget, and then City of Sonora and some of the larger special districts like TUD pay the next largest amount. And then some of the other smaller districts and fire districts pay just a small amount, but we comprise the LAFCO membership and have to pay for that $140,000 per year budget. So that's where the revenues come to help fund LAFCO as they consider land use decisions.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Director Boatwright. Any further questions, Director Ringen?
No, Madam President.
Okay, Melissa, is there any public comment?
Not that's being indicated at the moment, no.
Okay, thank you, Corey. Sorry about that. Great. Then if there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent, the bills and warrants, the claim summary.
I'll make a motion to approve the claim summary.
Second?
I would second the motion for approving the claim summary.
Thank you. Melissa, could you call for the vote?
Yes. Director Balin?
Aye.
Director Boatwright?
Aye.
Director Murphy?
Aye.
Director Ringen?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes 4-0 with Director Fund absent.
Thank you, Melissa. All right, our next item is staff reports. Staff?
I have none at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Eric? Anything at this time?
Nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, Abby. Anything to report, Abby?
Yes, I thought I'd take this opportunity. Thank you, Madam President, members of the board, and community members. I thought I'd take this opportunity just to share some praise that the district field crews received yesterday from an individual on High Road. We got through our customer service technician, received a phone call from this resident that wanted to make sure that TUD staff got some praise and a big thank you for the work that they did out there. According to the customers, our TUD technicians responded on a weekend late in the evening during the power outage on Saturday, and that they did a great job, and that she said she understood it was an extensive repair they had to make, and they were so fast and made sure to call her back when repairs were made. So she just wanted to say a big thank you. So just wanted to share that with the board and the public. Thank you.
That's great. We love that feedback. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any other staff, so we will then go to director's communications and reports. Director Boatwright, anything to share?
Just some consideration towards a very good tour last week with the one member of the public and the board at the Sonora Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant. I think there was a lot of good communication there on site between the engineering contractor for designing the new plant, and a lot of information shared about how the older plant is operating. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Murphy, any director's reports to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a HR and external relations meeting last week, I believe it was, and talked about some really great things. And one of the things that's going to be coming up in this is the Firewise Council flyer that we'll be sending out with our next billing cycle. Also talked about the scholarship to be offered to local high school students heading towards Columbia College. And so that's a exciting thing. And we'll be hearing more about that at a later date. Also looking into creating internships with for students that are interested in these fields. One of those possibly helping with some water quality testing. Another one with possibly with GIS. So awesome things to connect community and the college and the utilities district. So I think that some great things came up in that meeting. So thank you.
Thank you. Director Ringen, would you like to share some stuff you've been working on?
I would. On February 24th, I attended and participated in the City of Sonora EAP meeting. We're moving forward trying to find projects and funding for electricity savings, which will also include water savings. So that's an ongoing thing. On March 3rd, I attended the TUD HR Public Relations Committee meeting as a Stone. And as Director Murphy said, there was some really interesting subjects and so on. Then yesterday, attended and participated in the TUD Water Committee meeting. That was really a great meeting. I was a little fearful we might be there until dinner time with the length of the agenda. And there was some pretty in-depth and maybe a little sticky subjects in there, agenda items, but President Balin somehow navigated us through that, and we got done in just under 3 hours, which I thought was astounding. But I think too, a lot of credit has to go to staff. They had the answers, they were ready to go, and we were able to move through it pretty quick. So a lot was decided there. The various agenda items are going to be spread out with some of the other committees as well as coming before the board. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, but it was really a great meeting. We had quite a few people that were from the public on board also. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Director Ryan. Director Murphy covered the HR, and it was great to see Lisa Westbrook there also, and Abby, and they're able to use their interfacings with the community to promote more of this partnership. So it's always great to partner with the college whenever we can. I just wanted to echo Director Ringen's sentiments about yesterday. We had an agenda that was really packed, but I just have to thank staff for helping keep it positive and productive. It was wonderful to see our guests there, members of the public. They're taking an active interest, because that's the whole other leg of accountability for a public utility. And so I was very pleased to see that. We just kept rolling along, but I was really pleased that it was productive and positive. So that's about all I have to say. Anybody else like to add anything before we go into closed session? Okay, well, yes.
Quick question. So the video for the meeting yesterday hasn't gone up on the website yet. Do we expect that to be available?
It is on there, Director Murphy.
I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't come up.
You might have to change are you looking at YouTube, or what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the board committee meetings, date, time, committee agenda, meetings, YouTube live video recording table.
Okay, so we might just not have added it to that category yet, but on the main YouTube page, you might have to change it from uploaded to all and scroll down to the bottom. It'll show you all videos. It might not have processed, because YouTube sometimes, especially if it's a live video, it takes a little bit till it's fully available. And then I have to go in there and add it to the category. So that might be why you're not seeing it.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for clarifying that.
Yep. But I'll go ahead and add it to the category as soon as we're done with this today.
Director Murphy, the link on the board committees page where it has the video, I always post that the next day, because as Corey was explaining, it always takes a day for YouTube to process that. So that link will be on the board committee page today.
Perfect. Thank you.
A question from the community, but is the public comments already passed, or does that come after the closed session? Or
Well, go ahead, sir.
well, I just, I know I followed yesterday's meeting, and again, pictures were worth 1,000 words. But
Go ahead. Well,
He's breaking up. He doesn't have a good enough signal. He is breaking up on his video and audio.
Expectation. Sorry. Oh, but
you broke
and
up.
just to be on record, and I look forward to your meeting on the 30th. But also at this level, I just need to surface that this South and East being ignored in this whole thing, while we were all participants and excited for this project, but that the long-term impact of only dealing with half the lake is going to leave this side of the lake with a lot of issues, ranging from the millweed that we get every summer, the depth of the water, and those are two of my biggest concerns. So I just wanted to express that.
Hopefully that you can attend with good reception at the meeting, the next meeting, when we focus on those issues. That would be terrific.
Okay, so reception's bad, mostly because I'm outside. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I think that meeting, like you said, is the 30th, I think, Melissa?
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Well, thank you. Oh, all righty. So one last thing I wanted to just share is probably possible agenda item for the IRWM/Community Watershed Committee. And that is there's a brand new CAL FIRE grant for vegetation management and risk reduction. And it would be really wonderful to take advantage of that grant, but also pair it with the way Paradise Community looked at all their environmental assets, and they did a nature-based risk reduction assessment, which, you know, rather than the D9 5 lanes around us like a big, you know, bare mineral soil moat, they actually worked with their parks and public spaces to achieve their objectives without it looking like a war zone. So it would be something I'll send to Ed, and we can send it on to the committee for grants, because there it is. It's not due until May 19th. And we also have a template that would be sensitive to our community needs. And with that, okay, nobody else has anything to chime in?
I just say, Madame Balaam, we do have that and we're aware of it, and we'll talk offline, or maybe even talk within a committee about the scope of what you'd like to see in that grant. But I think I got the nugget. So, and I know Ms. Westbrook's online here, so we've already been talking about it. Thank you.
Yeah, great, thank you. Yeah. Well, what we don't want is a bunch of whack down fuel that just grows up as even aged brush. I've seen it too many times in big forest fire environments, and it's going to come back and kick us pretty good if we aren't sensitive to our canopy.
Right.
Okay, very good. All right, well then we will then move into closed session. And the item for closed session is the conference with real property negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8, property APN 085-050-001 et al. Agency negotiators Ed Pattison, General Manager, Jesse Barton, and Tom Johnson. Other party to negotiations, Mike Shorner, PG&E, under negotiation, price, and terms of payment. And with that, I would like to thank our guests and members of the community for participating with us today. And we don't know when we're going to get out of closed session, so we can't give you a time when we reconvene. I apologize for that, but we will now go into closed session, and then we will come out of closed session back into the public. So with that, thank you. And Corey, will you move us into the next virtual room?
Yep, I'll move you guys right now.
Thank you. Okay. Looks like we all made it over the other side. Okay. And so let's see. It is 12:28, and I'm reporting out that we have no reportable action at this time. So we're reconvening into public session, close that door, and we have no reportable action. So unless there is any further discussion, our meeting is now adjourned at 12:28.
All right. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.